Hello and welcome. My name is Krista Hanks, and today we will be discussing leadership theories in education. According to Murphy and Lewis, leadership involves helping others develop and grow by building upon their strengths and expertise. Psychologists use leadership theories to identify the ways people can lead, including the advantages and disadvantages when utilized in a real-world setting. Identifying the leadership style to adopt for yourself can be difficult, as there are as many leadership styles as leaders in the world. Because of this, understanding the research frameworks of established theories allow others to strengthen their leadership by developing their own approach. In schools, educators must consider which approaches they will serve their students and staff most effectively. Two theories educational leaders should consider utilizing are relational leadership theory and authentic leadership theory. Relational leadership can be defined as a socially centered framework developed through relational processes. Relational leadership integrates social influences to lead to a change in an organization. To achieve these changes, relational leadership must identify the social networks that are influenced within a leader's purview. Leading relationally shifts the understanding of traditional leadership to include dialogue and input from others within the organization, which moves the group to become more socially constructed. The relational leadership model includes 5 key elements. First, leadership strategies must be purposeful, which happens when the leader uses a collaborative approach to establish a shared vision. Second, the model states that the leader must be inclusive by integrating diverse views and identities when striving for equity and empathy through a connection with the various stakeholders. Next, this theory involves empowering by ensuring the others feel involved and a part of the organization's overall success within which they serve. The relational leadership model also addresses ethical involvement by considering moral values when establishing group standards that influence decisions. Finally, this model is process-oriented. This can be accomplished by acting intentionally when establishing group cohesiveness and collaborating to meet goals to fulfill the organization's mission. In schools, a relational leadership style can influence the quality of relationships that principals not only have with the faculty, but also students, parents, and the community. The relationships built through this type of leadership are the key to identifying stakeholders to work toward the school's mission. Leaders adopting the authentic leadership theory are aware of their emotions, values, priorities, and beliefs, while also ensuring their actions are in line with each of these. Authentic leaders focus on long-term goals, leading them to invest in individuals. By fulfilling these criteria, authentic leaders develop trust among those who work with them to fulfill their vision. Authentic leaders also display leadership by knowing their ethical principles and refusing to compromise on what they view as right and wrong. They can also use their power effectively and choose the correct type of power to use in specific situations, while also being strong communicators who use multiple methods to influence an organization's culture and provide feedback to help others grow. Finally, authentic leaders seek to deliver what is best for the community they serve instead of themselves. Some traits of authentic leaders include self-monitoring, optimism, and resiliency. Self-monitoring is displayed when a leader consistently reevaluates their actions to ensure that they are in line with the priorities and show a commitment to consistency. Then, optimism is demonstrated by the leader by choosing goals that they feel confident can succeed. To do this effectively, a leader must have a set of realistic expectations, including knowing the organization's strengths and weaknesses, while also having faith in the people who will be fulfilling the goal. Finally, resiliency is exemplified by leaders as they allow for recovery from inevitable setbacks. In schools, authentic leaders influence teachers by setting moral values and exhibiting transparency. Principals utilizing authentic leadership help to increase teacher confidence and their appreciation for their educational roles. These principals are self-aware of their influence on the faculty, while those who work with them are also aware of the principal's overall impact on the school and the students. Both relational and authentic leadership concentrate on relationships within the organization served. They also both call on leaders to focus on ethics. These traits help to encourage trust in leaders, allowing for successful implementations. However, these theories differ in how leaders make decisions. Authentic leaders focus on their inward views to dictate the values of an organization, while relational leaders establish an inclusive structure for creating values to follow. The socially focused perspective helps to develop a collaborative vision for an organization. In contrast, authentic leaders seek to communicate values to help develop potential in others to meet the mission the leaders are pursuing. A principle focusing on relational leadership will create an atmosphere of inclusivity and empowerment. For instance, a local junior high principal has called together teachers to join a diverse committee Discussing ways to improve student attendance, the principal asks for input from the collective group on what issues they see impacting attendance, followed by a brainstorming session to identify ways to influence a school-wide change. As they make a plan, the principal encourages the teachers to implement their strengths and interests as a part of the rollout. For instance, since the English teacher has a strong aptitude for technology, he asks her to handle the online component of the plan. He asks the history teacher to utilize her analysis expertise to collect data to investigate the plan's progress. And he suggests the science teacher who's interested in pursuing school counseling think about some specific SEL initiatives they could implement for students. Principals focused on authentic leadership strive for transparency and lead with vision. This type of leadership is displayed in a high school principal who develops a plan to start a new business-focused education program on her campus. The program would allow students to learn from community business leaders and top business teachers in the district. She took her vision to the school leadership and applicable teachers to ensure their buy-in before going to the superintendent. In the initial meeting, the principal shares where she feels the plan needs to be strengthened and asks for input. After presenting the updated plan with district leadership, she received some positive feedback in areas where they do not believe her plan would work. Although the program was initially overturned, the principal shows resiliency by going back to her team, ready to make necessary changes to lead to its approval in the future. Researchers have identified 5 dimensions that differentiate leadership from management within professional school counseling: social justice advocacy, problem solving, interpersonal connection, school-wide collaboration, and professional success. Applying relational and authentic leadership theories can address these dimensions to improve the quality and effectiveness of the professional school counseling program by implementing changes for school development. Thank you so much, and these are the resources I used for today's presentation.